Latest intelligence update on Ukraine, July 4, 2023. The Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom has provided an update on the evolving situation in Ukraine. Over the past weeks, Russia has implemented revised tactics with the aim of impeding Ukrainian armored counter-offensive operations in the southern region of the country. One of Russia's central strategies has been the extensive deployment of anti-tank mines. In certain areas, the density of these minefields suggests that Russia has exceeded the number of mines prescribed in its military doctrine. By slowing down the Ukrainian advance, Russia has then attempted to target Ukrainian armored vehicles using uncrewed aerial vehicles, attack helicopters, and artillery strikes. While Russia has experienced some success in the initial stages of Ukraine's counteroffensive, its forces continue to face significant weaknesses, including stretched-thin units and a shortage of artillery ammunition. According to the assessment by the Institute for the Study of War, Ukrainian forces are focusing on creating an asymmetrical attrition gradient. This approach aims to conserve Ukrainian manpower at the expense of slower territorial gains, while gradually wearing down Russian manpower and equipment. Ukrainian National Security and Defense Council Secretary Oleksiy Danilov emphasized on July 4 that Ukraine's primary objective is to destroy Russian manpower, equipment, fuel depots, artillery, and air defenses, highlighting that a war of destruction is equal to a war of kilometers. This assessment underscores Ukraine's prioritization of attriting Russian forces and assets, rather than pursuing large-scale rapid territorial maneuvers. NATO Military Committee Chair, Admiral Bob Bauer, acknowledged on July 3 that Ukrainian forces are taking a cautious approach to the counteroffensive to avoid high casualties. He recognized the challenges posed by landmines and other obstacles that extend up to 30 kilometers into Russian-occupied territory. Admiral Bauer expressed support for the measured progress of the Ukrainian forces and advised against criticizing or pressuring them to move swiftly. Key takeaways from the Institute for the Study of War. The current pace of Ukrainian operations does not suggest a stalemate or indicate that Ukraine is unable to retake large areas. Ukrainian forces have sustained their counteroffensive operations in at least 4 sectors of the front and made progress on July 4. Russian and Ukrainian officials have engaged in heightened rhetoric regarding the situation at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. However, it is likely that Russia is primarily focused on accusing Ukraine of irresponsible actions surrounding the plant, potentially to set the stage for a false flag attack. At present, it remains unlikely that Russia will intentionally cause a radiological incident at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The reported reorganization of Russian internal security organs suggests that the Kremlin has not yet concluded that it has effectively eliminated the threats of future armed rebellions following the Wagner Group's rebellion on June 23, 2024. Russian authorities are absolving Wagner Group financier Yevgeny Prigozhin of financial responsibility for damages caused during the rebellion. Reportedly, significant liquid assets have been returned to Prigozhin, possibly as part of a negotiated deal involving Putin, Prigozhin, and Belarusian dictator Alexander Lukashenko. The official response from Chechnya to an attack on a Russian opposition journalist may impact the standing of Chechen Republic head Ramzan Kadyrov in the ultranationalist information space of Russia. Kadyrov's prominence in the broader Russian information space is likely to compel him to choose between preserving his regime and maintaining support in the ultranationalist sphere. Reports indicate that Russia is forming a new combined arms army as part of the Northern Fleet, potentially as a demonstration of preparedness against NATO. The Russian Ministry of Defense has claimed that Ukrainian forces conducted a drone attack on Moscow Oblast and Novaya Moskva on July 4. Russia has conducted limited ground attacks along the Kupiansk-Svatov-Kreminna line and south of Kreminna. Russian sources have alleged that Ukrainian forces also conducted limited ground attacks along the Kupiansk-Svatov-Kreminna line. Ground attacks in the Bakhmut area have escalated between Russian and Ukrainian forces. Russian forces have continued ground attacks along the Avdiivka-Donetsk city line on July 4. Ground attacks have taken place in western Donetsk Oblast involving both Russian and Ukrainian forces. According to Russian sources, Ukrainian forces have persisted with counteroffensive operations near Orikhiv in western Zaporizhzhia Oblast. Russia continues its efforts to mobilize its defense industrial base. Russian officials persist in deporting Ukrainian children to Russia under the guise of providing pediatric health care.